Operation Damascus.
37 people in a month is scary.
A prostitution and child predator crackdown.
The majority of these are very serious crimes.
Getting predators off the street.
We are out there, we are watching, and they don't know when we're doing it. So this should be their a firm warning to them. Do not come and attempt to commit a crime against a child in our community.
A strong sentiment from Midland County District Attorney Laura Nodoff. It's a story that has captivated the Permian Basin and all of West Texas. Hello, good evening. I'm Krista Escamilla. A story that we broke overnight. Operation Damascus was carried out by multiple law enforcement agencies, including the Midland Police Department, the Texas DPS, and more. 34 people were arrested in the 10-day sting. Charges include online solicitation of a minor, prostitution solicitation under the age of 18. We have team coverage tonight on this human trafficking sting. We're digging deeper on shocking details about just how close one of the men charged has been to students at a Midland elementary school. But first, Mackenzie Hinkle breaks down what we know about the crackdown on predators. Mackenzie, what's the very latest?
Krista, it took local, state, and even federal agencies to work together in a 10-day sting operation. The Midland DA says it was time to crack down in what is her largest sting yet.
Because of the dedicated individuals involved in Operation Damascus, this multi-agency effort, we have arrested 34 suspects.
And so we know that it's a problem. We know that it's a crime. So then we have to take the actions and steps to be able to try and target those people who are targeting those children.
34 arrests, with more to come. Offenses ranging from online solicitation of a minor, prostitution, solicitation of a person under the age of 18, and prostitution and sexual performance by a child.
The majority of these are very serious crimes. They are offenses for which we seek incarceration for.
The sting was straightforward. In many cases, an agent posed as a 16-year-old girl, luring the men to an undisclosed location to exchange sex for money. In another case, the man thought he was asking for nude pics of a 13-year-old girl. The men would offer anywhere from $10 to $450 in exchange for sexual favors.
Well, one of the things that we see oftentimes are people who are soliciting children younger than the age of 18 to have sexual intercourse or some type of sexual deviant act. And you can go out there now and on Craigslist and find underage prostitutes who are putting themselves out there.
Now, there were 3 women arrested as well. They were charged with prostitution and promotion of prostitution. It's not clear if there will be more stings like this in the future, but now the DA says that she is focused on prosecution. All parties are innocent until proven guilty. Live in the Midland newsroom, Mackenzie Hinkle, CBS 7 News.
Mackenzie, thank you very much. We turn now to an in-depth look at who these criminals are. CBS 7's Alexa Dunson finds some were even standouts on the gridiron in West Texas. Alexa?
All ages, all walks of life.
We do these investigations all year long. People just don't know it.
Nearly 40 people are behind bars after an undercover operation into human trafficking in Midland County. But what's most surprising is the age range. Some as young as 19 and as old as 60.
It is a large number, and I think, unfortunately, I can't say I'm surprised. I think it's a wake-up call to the community and to parents of the need to really be active with your children and their use of social media.
Especially since charges include online solicitation of a minor.
The offenses that we have here range all the way from a Class B misdemeanor, which is punishable by up to 180 days in jail, all the way up to first-degree felonies, which is a minimum of 5 years up to 99 years or life. These are not, the majority of these are very serious crimes.
And a few faces even stood out. A former Midland Lee football player, Aaron Dobbins, and former Odessa Broncos player, Hector Montoya.
When you think about our community and you think about most people don't want to think about some of the dark side of a community.
But it's a side that finally came to light. Alexa Dunson, CBS 7 News.
Thank you, Alexa. Parents of elementary students in Midland called us to ask about one of the men arrested in the crackdown. MISD confirms a familiar face was taken into custody, charged with prostitution of a minor. As CBS 7's Julia Thatcher learns, neither district officials nor the city had record of a man who they say is known to Lamar Elementary. Julia?
Krista, the Midland Police Department said they had no idea that 59-year-old Earl Gray was here helping students cross the street and have no idea how long he was helping students. Now, according to the Midland Police Department, they say that parents were so concerned when they saw the man's face come across the news today. They called MISD, which put out a phone call to alert parents that the familiar face who is seen near campus was taken into custody. MISD says he is not a crossing guard, nor is he a school volunteer. Police say a private company hires school crossing guards. Now, tonight at 10, we speak to MISD police who explain how this happened and why this man wasn't on their radar. Live in Midland, Julia Thatcher, CBS 7 News.
Julia, thank you very much. Joining us now to speak with us exclusively about Operation Damascus is Midland County District Attorney Laura Nodoff. Thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, my pleasure.
This is a shocking story to hear as everyone is learning the details throughout the day. The big question I think a lot of us have is why are you calling this human trafficking operation instead of maybe child predator?
Well, we've used the term child predator for so long, but when the term child predator really extends beyond just somebody who seeks out a child, when the term human trafficking talks about somebody who wants to engage or entice or recruit a child to engage in some type of sexual exploitation, sexual slavery. And so really, while our plan was to try and find people who were attempting to do that, during the course of that, we also came across all these other individuals who may not have equated to the level of human trafficking, but yet they still committed offenses against the state of Texas.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, one thing we highlighted earlier today was the distance that many people traveled here to West Texas. Is there a reason why? Was this surprising to you as the district attorney to find this out?
For me as a district attorney, we've seen this before, which is one of the reasons why we decided to conduct such a lengthy operation, because we've seen people who have traveled as far as Jal, New Mexico to come and have intercourse with a child younger than 14 years of age. So we have seen them come from all walks of life, all ages and all regions to come to this area in response to the ads that we posted.
Now, as a parent myself, I know this is one of those stories that you just think, okay, how can I keep my child safe from online predators? What is the big thing that you want all of us parents to know about the dangers that lurk online?
Absolutely. Parents have to be willing to get into the children's phones, their iPads, their computers to see who they're chatting with, who they're talking to, and what apps they're using, and really monitor the usage of their phones, because you don't know exactly, somebody could be posing as a friend when in reality it could be one of these individuals who is really a 69-year-old man in Amarillo who's willing to come here to meet them. So you have to make sure that you're monitoring your children's activity. Also know what they're doing, know where they're going, who their friends are. If it seems silly or fishy, if the story doesn't make sense, then the parent has to be willing to step in to figure out what's going on to ensure the safety of their child.
Now, this was just one ring that we're hearing about, but this is something you're looking for all the time. This is something that now the arrests have been made, it doesn't stop. There are other dangers out there. Absolutely,
and we are continuously working with members of law enforcement, whether it be the FBI, the Midland Police Department, whether it's Homeland Security and DPS and their Criminal Investigations Division. We are always looking for this. It takes a lot of man hours. It takes a lot of concerted efforts for us to pull off an operation like this. And these agencies dedicated their time and their talents to ensure that these predators will pull off the streets.
Well, a big thank you to you and all the law enforcement. Thank you for meeting with us tonight. We appreciate the information. Well, we do continue to dig a little deeper tonight. A lawyer that CBS 7 spoke to says that those arrested in this operation could be facing hard time. Each face a variety of charges, including online solicitation of a minor, which could see up to 20 years in jail. Prostitution of a child under the age of 18 faces 2 to 10 years. Prostitution of an adult faces up to 1 year. Promotion of prostitution can face up to life in prison. Sexual performance of a minor faces up to 20 years to life. Distribution of harmful material to a minor that could face life in prison. Now, experts say the amount of jail time depends on circumstances and the ages of the person. Another question many people have is, how did Operation Damascus work? How did law enforcement manage to put over 30 people behind bars? You can find that answer along with many other details, web exclusive content, and the latest developments on this operation on our website, CBS7.com.